So today I am here with coach, gym owner, supplement store owner, Dave Blondin, right? So before we get into some of the stuff we're going to talk about, I want to just give you an opportunity to, again, introduce yourself to people who don't know you. Most people in the area do know you, but for those who don't, um, what are your roles? What is your place in the fitness industry, natural bodybuilding, stuff like that? And just tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
So I have two supplement stores and then a gym. I also do nutrition coaching on the side from general weight loss to competitors to, I've worked with a lot of diabetics. I've been doing that pretty much the whole 15 years of business. That started in a small supplement store, grew that over the years, eventually built a gym, and now we're working on a chain of stores through Massachusetts on two right now. But the coaching is kind of, become a niche thing. I'm kind of scaling back a little bit on that and really focusing on the kind of everything, being behind the brand and whatnot.
Okay. All right. And you did some expansion this year too, right?
Yeah, so the second store was opened this year in Shrewsbury. For those around the area, it was Undisputed Nutrition. So good friends with Sean, took that over and kind of reviving it back to what it was, years ago. Unfortunately, his dad had passed away this year, so that kind of put a burden on him, and the store needed a new ownership kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but
So I think that was a good transition. I caught news of that early. I was like, this is gonna be a good fit. So that would be good. So you've been busy in 2025, definitely.
for sure.
Um, so speaking of 2025, let's talk about the shows with Beecher Productions, the shows that we were used to in that area. I'm not sure if you were at Spring Mania or had clients there, but in terms of
I
the
didn't
new,
bring any, no.
yeah, the new transition, we got Northeast Classic and Monster Mass, which you were at both.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a
So
table. The table went really well.
yeah,
We'll definitely do that at every show.
yeah, that's the key thing. I feel like there is a change in the energy. There's a change in the approaches, but I want to hear maybe your perspective on some of that. What changes did you see, feel? What enabled you to say, you know what, I want to be part of this at a different level. I want to do the table. What made it attractive to you? What did you see on the table? Because now 2025 is over now. All right. So I think I did a good job proving myself. But before I had the shows, there was a lot of unknowns and a lot of uncertainty. And that's expected and that's fair. But you went through the year. What did you notice? What did you feel from your end?
Step one was everything was so organized. That show ran so smooth. And, I've been around these shows for, 10, 15 years and, I've seen them come up and come down. I think truly after COVID, everything changed,
Yeah.
from there.
Oh yeah.
And I think there had to be a lot of upgrades, which you started to do between, there was never any quiet downtime. There was always music going. You have to make it an experience for people. Nowadays with social media and everything on their phones and convenience wise, people get bored very, very easily.
Yep. Low attention span.
Low attention span. So making an effort to change the whole dynamic of the show to make people want to be there with videos and that's why I wanted to be a part of it with the event there because I look back pre-COVID, 2015, 2016, the shows were a lot bigger.
Yes.
I
Which we
think
got to build that up. We got to build that
we'll
up.
build that up, and I think a lot of that, competing in general, you've seen that at a lot of shows. They're a lot quieter than what they used to be.
Yeah.
And I think people just got lazy after COVID. And but I think it's making a comeback. I think this paired with the world kind of trying to get back to normal now, I think it'll be good long term. But um, there was never a delay in the show. Backstage was run nice and smooth. Everything was organized. Everybody had their role. Everybody followed what they had to do. Um, and then that just improved into the next show. The first show, I think, you probably had some little
Yeah.
kinks that you had to work
I'll,
out.
I'll tell you what, I still got hit in the fucking
You
chin
know,
on MASH too. I was
right.
like, certain things went like, oh, we've done this before. This is easy. And then other things, I was like, oh, wow.
But that's
Gotta
like,
make a mental note of that.
right. But nothing that stood out to your average person.
No, that's
You
what
know?
everyone told me. There were certain things day one, I was fucking pissed. I
Yeah.
was, I was, it went well, but there was just a miscommunication with how fast awards would be. So for when you're
Right.
doing the prejudging, it's, you got the people on stage and you got one or two divisions lined up on deck, right? There and a little and maybe one behind the curtain, right? So that's the mindset for prejudging because prejudging takes longer. During awards, we got very efficient. We got efficient with who gets what medals, where they walk, where they stop, boom, boom, boom. So when
And
I
even
go,
adding the girls on there made a
yes,
huge
yeah,
touch,
yeah,
you know?
yes, I like that touch, and we got very efficient with that. Nancy was a big help with that because yes, it was fast at the Northeast Classic, but we could have easily got it done a little faster. So we developed this like cadence with what we're gonna do. So I'm in my head, I'm like, this awards 1 through 5 is going to go through in like 45 seconds tops.
Yeah.
And I look back and there's only two divisions or one division waiting. I'm like, there should literally be the entire show ready because
Right.
this is going to
Right.
be a turn and burn type thing. But it was rough because, amateurs are not pros at some of their first shows. We had to do a little things different with the staff
Yeah.
to be able to hold that. Plus the idea that the athletes can go backstage two different ways. That was the problem. You
Yeah.
told a person, it's like, hey, after you get awarded, you can't leave. You have to
Right.
come right back here, and you watch them go. And it's like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And they see their coach, they take their medal off, and then they go, and it's like, we got to go find that person now.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a thing, but
Those little things like there have delayed the show a half hour before.
I know, I know, I
It's
know. So that was that
crazy.
to me. Every second feels like a half hour. I think I needed to learn to like just kind of let it go. But you're also on the clock too. Every time, every delay is if you're over on the permit, you're paying money.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. So back to the thing that you said about the no down, like no tone, no dull moments. That was
Yeah.
one of the big things I told everybody. I told the staff that. I told the DJ that. I told Stacy Peterson, the head judge, and Beth, who does a lot of my verbal
Well,
announcement.
the big thing with that, I think, too, is the people that have been competing, you're there to compete. You don't
Yeah,
care if it's quiet, it's dead. If you've been a competitor for 10 years, you don't care if you sit there for hours, you're going to do
yeah.
your show.
But the
But the
crowd,
first time in the crowd, but your first time competitors, I've had a lot of first timers over the years. You have to make that experience something
yeah,
that's actually enjoyable.
yeah,
And, they were kind of missing that. It was
yeah.
just, shows were all over the place.
And
You
I,
know, so
I told them, I said, listen, I don't care about a delay. We're gonna have delays from suit changes, any type of shit like that. I don't care about that.
mhm.
You'll keep interest if you keep music going,
Yeah.
or anytime we knew there was going to be a delay, it was like play an advertisement from the DJ,
Yes.
or have Beth read something about the AMBF or Beachick Productions or Natural
It's
Body.
the same thing in an arena. You go to a hockey game, there's always going to be something on
Yup,
that
you
screen.
gotta. Once it goes dead silent, if it's dead silent or there's just stale music going and there's nothing on stage, you just lost everyone. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that those moments were like, we know it's coming, and that's what we're gonna do to keep the energy and keep the people
Right.
engaged. So I appreciate that you noticed that, but that was a big thing for me because you go to a show. If I know there's going to be a delay, or I know, oh, there's a suit change, let me wait. It's much different than just sitting there and be like, yo, what is going on right now? Like, what is
You don't want
happening
people
right
to
now?
dread to going to a show. They've been to a show before. They're like, oh, I went to that one, and we sat there for hours, and nothing happened, and it was always a
Yeah.
mess.
I dread to have people even think of that in relation to my event. So, you
Yeah.
know, I do feel like hopefully the energy was different. I'm going to keep trying to build on that. The venue I have lined up for Northeast Classic is a solid one. I originally went up to Massachusetts to check out one venue, and I was only going to go check out this one venue. They said, "Oh, it's yours."
There's a school.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to say it. I don't want
Yeah,
to.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah. So it was a school, had brand new lighting system, blue curtain, blue seats. I was like, oh, this goes well with the classic.
Yeah,
Um, they said it's mine. It's available. Told me prices. I said, you know what? I take it, but I want to come up. I want to see it. I have to mentally like,
visualize it.
war game this out. Take some
You
video
can't just
because
go by pictures and then show up the day of the show
yeah.
and then,
And plus, I don't live there.
nothing that you
So yeah,
expected,
I
right?
don't live there. So I was like, let me go up there. Let me take the drive. I'll go see Nancy. I'll go do inventory at the storage unit and let me go check this venue out. That was the plan. And at the last moment, I was like, I don't know, something told me, why don't you just go see another venue or
Check
two?
on the place. Yeah. Doesn't never
Look,
hurts, you know?
yep. Luckily, I did because I saw another venue and I actually thought that that venue was better.
Yeah.
And when I was driving home on a 14-hour drive, 2 hours out from getting home, I see an email pop up when I'm at the gas station, and it's that original venue that I was going to take. And they're like, oh, we can't accommodate you. It's like,
It's like it happened for a reason.
yep. And plus, I just drove 14 hours,
Yeah.
and you knew I was driving from North Carolina. You said I was fine. It's not like I was coming there for an audition. You
Right.
told me it
What
was
do you mean they
mine.
couldn't accommodate it? Like they just didn't want to deal with it?
You know what it was? It was like sometimes I talk too much. I'm like in my head, like, okay, well, we'll put the interview station here. We're gonna put this here. And you're like, oh my God, it's too much staff. We don't have that.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I'm like, lady, I'm not asking you to have that. All you have to do is literally let us in, turn the lights on, and provide janitors. That interview station, I have someone do it. It's literally a cell phone linked to a high quality microphone. It's like they're like making things like overcomplicated. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to like check the boxes. Like, okay, this, we need a separate bathroom for urine test. Oh, people are going to be urine testing. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. But either,
It makes it show it's a real show. You can't just go by what he
yeah,
said, she said.
yeah, they
You
were
know?
expecting something a little, I guess, less involved. And then I did explain to them, and they're like, "Oh, well, I think we can get you approved for next time." But I ended up going with Hudson High School. I'm going with Hudson High School.
Okay.
They
I don't think I've
got
ever been there, but
Yeah, they got good lighting there. Bonnie has had two or three of her like gym shows, her fitness asylum shows before
okay.
she
So
came
there's
with the
been
AMB.
shows before, so it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
boom.
And she had her fitness asylum shows there before she went to came over to AMBF. She's been there. I've actually been there twice for her shows. The
Yeah,
funny thing is, I've actually never saw the auditorium. I went there always to do a CCN recording in one of the
yeah.
back rooms. But logistically, it's great. Nice
Is it
open.
bigger? Is it bigger than the other school?
Uh, I the auditorium may be the auditorium may be the same size or small or different shape. The
Yeah.
stage I feel is probably the same size or bigger, but
Okay.
what's better is the shape for the athletes. At North, it was you go to the green room, you got the music room, and then you got to go to the hallway, which was doable.
Yeah.
This is like big open parking lot. You walk in the front doors, there's your main lobby. Right when you're in the front
Yeah.
doors, you hang the first right, the first doors that you can go in. Boom, auditorium. You go down the hall a little bit, and another right, that main hallway. That's
Yeah.
where we'll keep the athletes. That's the stage, and it is a big holding room in there. Logistically, it's beautiful. Bonnie scoped that place out. She left there. She's doing the show somewhere else. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, let me go to Hudson. And Nancy was like, hey, listen,
Mainly for like a change, or you just looking for better, or is it just
well, from North
yeah?
or why Bonnie left.
No, from North.
Well, North, they got rid of us. They didn't want us there no
Oh,
more.
they didn't. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
why.
they did
Okay.
not want us there anymore. They didn't like the 2-day intricate stuff. Dude, I
Why?
had a lot, I had a lot of
It's like you
problems
go there
there.
for free. You pay.
Well, dude, at MASH, like 30 minutes before we were about to start the show, the controls for the light board went out of sync and I had no control. The lights were on in the back by the banners, but there was no lights where the competitors would be. And I'm like, yo, I have no control. And the
Yeah.
custodian's like, oh, I don't know, you're on your own. It's like, I am definitely not on my own. You are
I
going to
remember.
get
Didn't something happen that morning of
Yeah,
the show? They waited for the doors to
they
open.
wouldn't let they wouldn't let us in. The guy's like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'm supposed to be mowing the lawns. I'm like, listen, I know everyone's got problems, but I got a lot of people coming here. This pressure's on. It's a 2-day event, and I spent a lot of money to be here. If you can't get the
Yeah.
lights working and I can't like adjust the lights, if I adjust one thing, all the lights in the place start flickering. I'm like, I can't do this, man. But
Screwed. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so moving there, I think it's a very good fit for all of us. It's a good fit for the athletes. It's a good fit logistically for the coaches and for the staff and the expediters in terms of sponsors or anyone who wants a table. It's beautiful. It's right there, right when you go in. It's like kind of like a mini seating area, but it's kind of big and open, and you go right in the front, right in the doors. So that's a good setup. I like that
Like I feel
place.
like that's a key to. I mean, it's never going to be to this scale, but maybe you never know. My first show that I ever did back in 2010, 2011, it was a Europa, NPC Europa. It was a natural, and no, it wasn't a natural. Um, Either way, it was a huge expo. You
Yeah.
had all your supplement vendors. You had CrossFit going on, you had Strongman going on. They had a buffet for the competitors after
Man,
the
that's
show.
we got to get there, bro.
You
Like
know,
that's,
like they had a
that's
chocolate fountain in the middle, so you had
yeah,
bodybuilders taking pieces of cake, putting
dude.
ice cream on top, and then going under the hot fudge sundae, and then shitting their brains out 5 minutes later because you
Hey,
just stepped off stage.
I want to get there. I want to get there. You got to the entry's got to come in. The organization's got to grow. Because people know I will spend money on the shows. I'm not just going to take it and I'll put it
You
all in my
spend money to
pocket.
make money. You make the show bigger and more eventful. People are going to want to be there, not
Yeah.
only just competing wise, but you know, people just watching.
Yeah. The problem is I made mistakes. The mistakes I've made are when looking for venues, I make the mistake of thinking that January is like the beginning of the year. It's not.
It's not.
January, it's September because when they go to school. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm going to start looking for venues in December. I'm ahead of the game. No, I'm actually behind. So I got to get out of that mindset. So it's still, I'm still making some like newbie mistakes that hopefully, well, I'll never make the same mistake twice, but I am still making those little things. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. I'm
Part of the
hitting,
game, though. You got to do that, you know.
yeah,
But the difference is what matters is you're going to change it and you go
yeah,
after it. You know.
yep. So, yeah, so that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to put on a real solid Northeast Classic. I set up the new video studio so I can do more of. I leaned in hard last year to the video stuff, and I
Yep.
think it's stuck very well. So I'm all in on that. Built the video studio, upgraded all the equipment. I'm not going to just survive on cell phone footage and stuff like that. Like I'm all in on that. So we'll do some really good promotions coming up now that the room is pretty much finished now.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
some pictures on Instagram. Looks cool.
yeah, so we'll set that up. It has a good feel. It gets me out of my office where it's a little more confined. I
Yeah.
have bigger ceiling. I can set up stuff. The acoustic panels are there. I can decorate it and change the decorations, keep it set up, upgraded microphones, all that stuff. So I can do update videos there. Even though I think I'm going to keep the update videos here because I don't want people to see all the same videos at the same place and not know the difference. If I
Right.
keep this set up here for updates on the shows, turn it blue for Northeast Classic, red for the Connecticut show, orange for Monster Mash. That's my key, and I'll use that video recording studio for the more cinematic stuff. I got some cool stuff I'm introducing for the belt winners at both shows and how I want to like immortalize them. I got some cool stuff that will be rolling out. So I'm gearing up. I'm getting ready.
Belts are
But
cool too. All the shows over the years when I've had people, whenever they won a sword or a shield or something along those lines, it just adds to that experience. I know they're more expensive.
yeah,
It
very.
had a
But
cost to do.
it's again shameless plug, but like people like NutriBio, they help out.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
lot of guys too. I can definitely reach out to some of my guys if you need help with that stuff too.
yeah.
I could probably
So,
get Max to do some sponsorship too. You
dude,
know,
anybody out there, any help you give, like it's money well spent with me.
yeah,
I will invest in the shows. I will invest in the experience. I will invest in. I want to make this thing big. I don't think I'm ever going to be satisfied. Everyone's like, you did a great job. It's like, no, no, it just got to improve. I don't like this. I do want to keep going. I do
yeah,
want to keep going, but I need the support. I need the support. I need the entries. I need the gate. I need people coming to see the shows. I need people to talk about it. I am working my ass off. I think in time, hopefully I'm rewarded for that. Hopefully the shows continue to grow in size and prestige and people have a lot of good things to say about it. I'm 1 year in and it's time to go to the moon now.
yeah,
But enough about me, enough about BJIC. All right. Hopefully, again, we'll see you at the shows this year.
absolutely.
Let's focus now more on, let's get some stuff about you here. I want to talk about Prime Gym and, you know, uh, what improvements did you make to the gym in 2025? Well, how are you going to roll that into 2026? What is that looking like? Equipment wise, I saw something. You got the logos on the weights now, the dumbbells. I saw
Yeah, we
that.
did all new dumbbells, a lot of upgrades through 2025. I think 18 machines total.
Nice.
They came from all over the place. The UK, Germany, Italy,
So
so
you look for like specific shit.
specific pieces. I think I have over 200 pieces in that gym, and every single piece has been hand selected by different brands, different models.
Nice.
Of just research over the years. I've flown all over the place to try things. So I'm definitely the brand matters, as with supplements, as with everything. So, but
And then in terms of the gym, so Prime Gym, who's it for? Is it for beginners? Is it for, the experienced lifter, the bodybuilder, or is it for a combination of both? Who benefits from Prime?
starting out when that gym started, it was a hardcore gym.
Hmm.
It was strictly, marketed to bodybuilders and hardcore. And as years went on and the gym expanded, it's now into an everybody's gym. Yes, we have a lot of bodybuilding equipment, but everything's separated there. It's 3 floors, your main floor
Oh shit, I
upstairs.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, 3 floors, 20,000 square feet. Um, Top floor is your main floor. You have your cardio, you have your turf, your ab stuff, your all your cables, dumbbells, benches, chest, shoulders, upper body, back, and then you scale down to the bottom floor. You have a whole room of full legs. We have 10 leg presses. There's 4 leg extension. There's all your hamstring curls. There's a huge variety, and a lot of that. Not everything's the same. You have standing ham curl, seated ham
Yeah,
curl.
yeah.
On the side ham curl, kneeling ham curl, lying, all different angles of lying, and it gives everybody an opportunity, from an injury standpoint, from different body types to feel a certain muscle groups a certain way, different angles. We have machines that, the way they're angled on a leg press, is going to take a lot of pressure off your knees. Um, so with that, that expands a lot of people's variety too. And then your average gym, as you know, you go to a Planet Fitness, you have one pec deck, one leg
Yeah,
extension.
yep,
The
yep.
things are always taken. Nobody has to wait for anything there. On the other side of the second floor too is a full arm room, buys and tries, more cables, more dumbbells, you know, 10 bicep curls, 10 tricep machines, and then you get into the basement and that's your strongman floor. All your deadlift platforms, your turf, your dumbbells up to 200. Um,
Dumbbells up to 200. Wow, okay.
yeah. Yeah. So we have 3 floors of dumbbells, so there's never, if
Yeah,
upstairs is
World
full,
Gym
go to the upper
Babylon
floor.
was one of the biggest around. They went up to 180. So you go up to
Mhm.
200. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So 200s is like 2 people I've ever seen move them, and then people have tried and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know.
What is what is the well, I'm sure there may be different costs, but what's the average cost per month? What are the hours? What do you look at there?
Gym's 24/7,
That's it.
obviously.
Okay.
One of
Okay.
uh one of my supplement stores is in the center there, so that's, the main office in a way. That's open, 9 to 8, that's open through the whole day. So that people can come in either entrance, they can sign up, they can do day passes, but then when you're a member, holidays, everything's 24/7 access kind of thing. So
All
it's
right.
cool. It's definitely cool.
What is number one challenge of a gym owner? I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot. I used to work sales and front desk at World Gym, and I got involved with some of the stuff on the back end, and those were the glory days. Like at World Gym, when I worked at World Gym behind the desk when I first got into bodybuilding, we were getting at the time like $70 a month
Yeah.
for a gym membership, and everyone was signing up, and it was just us and I think at the time it was I forgot the name of it. It became a retro fitness. I forgot the name of it at the time, but it was just us
What
two.
town?
What?
In what town?
It was West Babylon, New
Oh,
York, when I lived in
oh,
Long
okay.
Island. Yeah, and it was basically just us two. And then, prices started getting lower, and then, other chain gyms came in, the Planet Fitnesses, the Crunches, and then it was rough at that point. But you're number one. What is the number one um hurdle, problem, issue? Like, what is it?
If we're going a generic complaint, it's just dealing with people's shit.
Yeah,
You
slamming the weights, breaking
Slamming the
shit.
weights, sneaking into
Oh,
the
this
gym,
is
not paying their
this is
membership,
broken.
you
This is
know,
broken. It's like
the
I
ones that,
watched you 16 times
yeah.
slam that fucking cable. You fucking broke it.
Dude, we used to have a guy that he would take like the smallest rep and slam it down,
Make the noise. Ah!
just, you know, and then you get
Oh,
the people that lift a small amount of weight and then they yell obnoxiously loud.
yeah, yeah. Oh
Um,
man, I remember those days.
but it's the ones that don't, it's wintertime, it's sand everywhere, take it. change your shoes or at least wipe your shoes,
Yeah.
But if you're coming in and you're just tracking all your sand in, you're
Mm,
an asshole,
yeah.
And like those are the first ones to complain that a machine breaks, a treadmill breaks when they're the ones that are walking on the treadmill with the rocks going into it,
Yeah. Yep.
you know. So, and then, the amount of people's credit cards that get declined on a daily basis
Mhm.
is insane,
We had a thing. Oh fuck! This is bringing back so much memories. I used to catch people. All the other workers didn't catch on to it,
Yep,
but people who had expired memberships. We had the little key tag thing, right? You scan, beep,
yep,
right?
yep, yep,
And they had one right when you walked in, and then if you had to go make shakes, you had to go walk over. If you're buying regular drinks, there was a mid-register. If you were making shakes, it was all the way at the end. So
yep,
these, the bums who had the memberships expired, right? They'd wait till you go to the mid-register or over there. And these guys, they were slick, but I caught them.
yep,
They would come in and they would take their water bottle and they would just go boop. And because you heard the scan and someone was walking in and said hello to you, boop, and they walk by, you would think that their membership was okay because the machine didn't make the sound that an expired membership. It was just reading a barcode and just making a beep.
yep.
And I started to realize, I look back, I'm like, wait, that person who checked in, I don't see their picture. What is going on here? And I realized they're scanning the water bottle. They got the keys there, but they got the water
Also
bottle.
making the beep, but it's not nothing's coming. There's
Yes.
a
Yeah.
video on Instagram. There's this kid that goes around gym to gym and he scans random items. Like he'll bring a whole tomahawk steak in there and scan that at Planet Fitness.
Yep. That was happening. Yeah, people with the credit cards. I remember that stuff. Yeah, those are the good old days. Yeah. So okay, so that's the gym stuff. Let's talk about supplement store.
Yep.
So um what are what are the big brands that support you support, like anything new, anything that has changed? Was there any changes from the undisputed nutrition infrastructure over to you? Like
Yeah.
what's going on there? Product lines? Do you carry NutriBio?
Carry a lot of NutriBio.
Good, good.
I do all their vitamins, their
Nice.
isolates,
Yep.
um, their gainers I have in there. I use all their aminos. It's a lot of their alpha EAAs. That's probably
Oh
one of
yeah.
the top
Yep.
aminos we
Okay.
sell. Some creatine, really pretty much all their stuff.
All
So
right. That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'm a big NutriBio guy. So what do you
And that's
got
and
going
that's
on
and
there?
that's the big thing with supplement stores nowadays too. Back in the day when I first, when I worked for a store back in 2009, you could come out of college, you could put a couple brands on your shelf and you can have a little supplement store.
Yeah.
You know, Nowadays, with internet and everything,
Oh,
you have to do it big. You have to have every brand, you know, you have to buy in pallets. You have to get those prices down. You have to be able to compete with online. You also have to give people an experience to come in. Why am I not going to buy my products online? Give me a reason to come into your shop. The people have to be knowledgeable.
hmm
You have to have your selection of products, and I think that was kind of happening with Undisputed towards the end. Since Sean wasn't in the store much, products were never in stock. So you slowly lose that customer base. If you're walking into a store and you want a chocolate protein and your mind is set on a chocolate protein, and every time you come in, that chocolate protein is out of stock. Why are you going to come back?
yeah, problem.
You're going to go somewhere else, So you have to be, the Oxford store has been around for 15 years. So people know that location, as we always have everything. We always have the newest Ghost flavor before anybody else. Our prices are, if not lower, the same as online. We have a lot of brands that, we can sell retail, NutriBio being one of them. We can sell below, retail. I mean, what they recommend you to sell. So if I
Yeah.
sell online, that protein powder online is going to be 110 no matter where you buy it, 125, whatever it is. We're going to sell it for 99. I just can't advertise that. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
give people that reason to come in. We do free body scans in Shrewsbury, and then the people that I hire, you gotta they're gonna know what they're talking about. We
Yeah.
sell.
Which is that's what I picked up when I started like looking around the sites and everything. A big thing that kept coming up was to talk about, more education, less hype, helping customers navigate, shit like that. I feel like that matters.
It
You
does.
know,
And there's a lot of brands that don't want anything to do with online right now. They want to be retail exclusives. And because they know that's where the heart of the future of business is always going to be. Online might be cool right now, but I don't think it's sustainable long term. I think people are starting to crave human connection. I think um, you know, back in the day, like if you wanted to buy supplements, you went to your local supplement store.
Yep, yep.
And now with the internet and so many brands, you don't know what to trust anymore.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's so much shit out there that it's hard for me to keep up with some of this stuff. I try, obviously I have to from a coaching standpoint, and I have to know the banned substance list for all that shit going on. And
Yeah.
it's so much to keep up with. Yeah, the in-store stuff, you can get it if you provide the experience, then that's something they would want to do. There's still going to
I
be the
think it's
online
you walk
shoppers, but they want
right,
to go and get and talk to
right.
someone, or if you're offering scans and stuff like that. Plus, I saw, but the ice cream cart, right, that you brought to MASH.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw, seeing that type of marketing and that type of video that you were doing. I feel like that's a good look too. And that's the thing. I feel like you and I both probably sometimes have the reputation of just being like not fun guys. And it's like, no, I actually am, and I like to laugh. It's just no one makes me laugh, and that's the problem. But seeing people do different type of marketing advertising. When I saw that you in the store with the ice cream cart, I was like, that is fucking funny. Like that was
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's the day of social media. If you don't hook people's attention, like forget
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But like I remember back in the day, back in 20, I don't know, 14, 15, whatever it was, I had a billboard on Route 20 in Auburn, for going into the gym, into the store. And back then that was your advertising.
Yeah.
Facebook was around, Instagram was around, but it wasn't the sole driver of advertising. Now newspapers are out, your commercials are out, nobody watches TV, it's always Netflix,
Yeah.
boards are out, everybody is driving right into social media. And the fact that these companies have come out, the social media teams, and they're pulling in big business.
Yeah.
I use a video guy now too to do the stuff for the gym and the store. And I don't have the time to do it, nor do I want to do it. It's
Yeah.
easier to just put that on there, and the return's there.
Did Zach shoot anything for you?
Oh yeah, that's who's doing all my stuff
Oh
now.
yeah, good. Yeah, Zach is
Yeah.
the man. Zach gets it. Zach, I love Zach.
So I'll
Zach
see
is
him twice a month. We'll do one set of videos for the gym, one set of videos for the store, and another time.
nice. Good for
And
you. Good for Zach. Yeah, Zach is good people, man. He gets it.
yeah,
He knows what to look for. He's good. I think I saw that I think he posted something, but then I saw like the feel of the videos you're doing. I was like, that's fucking Zach. It's
yeah.
definitely Zach.
Well, he's good. He's good at what he does. I've known him since my best friend from high school. That was his family.
Oh, I
So
didn't
I've
know
known
that. Yeah,
Zach
yeah.
since I was like 5.
I got Zach through Kara. Kara introduced me to Zach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she was doing video stuff for her, and I was like, "Listen, man, like I'm very picky. Like I don't know. I'll hear this guy out, but I'm very picky." And then
Yeah.
right when I first talked to him, I was like, "Okay, I think this guy gets it." Plus, he has the bodybuilding experience. He was a bodybuilder. He
He did it
did
before.
compete,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's an added incentive. He's not just some nerd behind a camera. He gets it,
He
and
was he was actually part owner of my gym before when I bought it
oh,
originally.
that's crazy. It's a small
Yeah.
world, man. It's a
Yeah.
small world. So I'm glad that's working out.
Yeah.
Um, so it brings me to that same question. What is the number one challenge of the supplement stores?
Um, Kind of bridging off what I just said, foot traffic, number one, in rotation of products. You want to get your price down. You can't buy small quantities. You
Yeah,
can't buy two and see how it sells. You got to buy 48. You got to buy a pallet of 165. You know, you want to sell Ghost at a good price. You got to buy each flavor at 160 cases each. You know, and then you got to turn that over. Because if you don't turn that over, it expires. You lose your money. You know, and so on and so forth. But if you don't stay up on the industry with the next newest flavor, you know, you're out.
yeah,
They're just going to go to Vitamin Shop. You know,
yeah, yeah,
so it's taking this brand and scaling it from that next level. Which is like years ago when I used to have so many clients, I'd see 200, 225 appointments a week, in person, and it was a lot while running the gym and the stores, and like I wasn't out there. I wasn't able to talk to customers and be in the gym and stuff like that. So I've had to scale way back over the years. It's impossible for me to not be a part of everything else.
yeah. All right. So what do you want to continue building in 2026? What's your focus? Where do you want to actively focus on improving? We'll do that, and then we'll hit that last question.
So 2026, we have a third store, is hopefully by the end. We're looking in Marlboro right now. Um, And then we're also expanding the gym, taking over another building next door, separating the two. Um, Store's going to come out of that main building. That's going to remain just a gym. And then the store is
How
going to be
much?
up to
So how much space would you gain in that gym by removing the store?
another 1,500 square feet, but
Damn.
not a lot.
I mean, that's it's a
It just,
decent.
but it's enough to open up the walls and then build a bigger women's room, a bigger
Okay.
men's room, expand the couple things that are really kind of behind right now. I've always focused on the equipment piece, and the bathrooms are just they're they suck, you know. It's like,
Yeah, the bathrooms always last at the gym now.
dude, when I first
Yeah.
built that gym and the men's room, because everything was upstairs. You had a men's locker room all the way to one side, and then you had a tiny like single stall men's bathroom, but women had like a weird locker room. So when I built the leg room, that's when I put the men's room there, and it was literally a straight hallway. Like if
Yeah.
you had two dudes walking back and forth like naked, they would
Yeah.
run,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I'm good.
So, that was always the main thing. It's expanded now. But yeah, I always just put the bathrooms on the back burner. So that small 1,500 square feet will build me two nice sized bathrooms, to give them a little bit more room and, add some saunas and whatnot. And then the building next door, the store will be on the bottom floor, a good 4,000, 4,500 square foot store, that'll serve as main storage for all the stores. And kind of like a lobby, because in the center of that store is going to be a nice a staircase. And then upstairs is going to have your yoga, your Pilates, your spin. So it's a pretty large expansion for
So you're
2026.
moving that out. So what goes in that second building?
The
Just
with
the
the
just
sec
the supplement store, just that stuff.
Yeah, no, supplement store. Then on the top two floors, we'll do yoga, Pilates,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
spin.
Okay, I
Yeah, so
understand
all
now.
in that
Okay,
same building.
nice.
Um, so the store will be open longer. So I'll have that store open from like 5 a.m. till 10 p.m. and it'll be a main lobby kind of thing for both buildings.
Okay, all right. So, I don't know if I'm gonna edit this part out, and I just have to say it. But do you have any weird bathroom stories at the gym? Any wild shit that's going on I have, dude, I'm telling you, when I worked at World Gym, I think I got one, man. It's crazy. We had yeah, the night shift, we closed at midnight. And I remember that this guy signed up. He signed up with my friend Kevin, right? He signs up with my guy Kevin, and I'm working out, and I'm like, yo, did that guy just sign? I was working out, I came up to the desk. I was like, yo, did that guy just sign up? He's like, yeah, man, why? I'm like, yo, that guy is super fucking strange, bro. He's gonna be a problem. How do you know him? I was like, dude, he was a taxi cab driver for us. And he was also like the late night pizza guy who used to deliver pizza at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, the guy is definitely strange. This is gonna come back to us.
Yeah,
So we fast forward. He always comes at like 11 o'clock until like midnight, right to the end. And I would hang out there sometimes with Kevin and we work on stuff and we work out, whatever, all that shit. And we started to have a problem. We
yeah.
started to have a problem. The problem was that somebody was shitting on the fucking walls in the bathroom.
How do you
And
shit on the walls?
dude, I don't know. It was happening at World Gym. I can verify this.
Oh, it's a common thing. The women are worse. The women's room is
No,
worse than
there's
the
no
men's room.
way. There's no
Dude, I
way.
swear to
This
God.
guy's shitting on the wall. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, look at the records. I think it's the late night pizza guy. Oh, you think so? So we had to like plan this thing, but like we kept going into the bathroom like every couple of minutes to make sure it was clean. Caught him in there, and we had to revoke his membership. The guy is just like he's just smearing it. Like I don't know if he's doing it with his hands or
Was there an issue with him beforehand, or was he
no,
just
he's just
random?
dude, no one
Like,
ever spoke to him. He had no problems with his payment. He would come in, not say a word, get dressed, he would work out,
there had to
shower,
be
and
something wrong with him for sure.
he would be out the door at like
Oh, God.
11:59 and 2 seconds left to midnight. No problems, never said a word. But the guy was shitting on the walls. It's like
That's crazy.
I'm not clean. Well, luckily I wasn't working. And I'm not cleaning that. But
Yeah,
that was the big
I was,
scandal.
I was the type of gym owner especially in the beginning. I've kind of set the tone now, but I didn't give a fuck. I just went right up to you and told you to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Or I'd get on the intercom, to the girl in the orange shirt, you don't even have a membership,
Goodbye.
you know? But
Oh,
like I'd kick people out and they think like I'm joking. And it's like you're stealing from me.
yeah. Do you have any people who try to sneak in? We have people who like sneak in
Oh,
through the
all the time.
back door.
All the time.
Like,
I
dude, like,
whack people. I whack people $50. So if somebody lets you in behind you and they don't, you scan your T tag and somebody walks behind you, you're getting charged $50.
nice, good, good.
and I had to do it, but next thing is I got to put one of those turnstiles in,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
which a lot of people in the UK, every gym operates on a turnstile.
Well, yeah, I traveled a couple years back. I traveled to Oklahoma. I was friends with this lady. She had a gym out there. It was called the Rack Gym. She sold
Yeah.
it recently, but I met her through NutriBio. Liz Jackson. She was great, great competitor, great athlete. She was cool. She was really cool. So I went there. We were working on some projects. I was checking out the gym. We were doing some video demos that I was using as content on this for my athletes through my app. And I was like, so how does this gym work? She's like, oh, people have like a key. And I'm like, so they have no one's here. And she's like, yeah, we leave the door open and then, once in a while they have a key. I was like, what about people who like throughout the day, what happens if someone wants to come work out for the day? She's like, oh, there's a box right there. They just put the money in there. And I'm like,
Yeah, dude, nowadays that honor system will not work.
well, even then, I was like, in New York, if you left the door open and no one's
Yeah.
working here, everyone's stealing the money in there, and you'd come back and there'd be no machines.
There would be gyms down the Cape and things like that would do that years ago, but nowadays,
No,
no
no way.
way.
Everything would be gone. I was
No.
like, if this is New York, everything would be gone. The money would be gone. The mats would be gone. You'd come back to a barren thing you wouldn't even recognize. The
What
paint would
also
be all
people don't
gone.
understand too is, they try to bring somebody after hours. It's not about the day pass money. It's not about the $15. It's the liability. So,
That's
you've never been in that gym before. You come with your friend, you have no liability sign. You trip and fall and smash your mouth on the stairs.
problem.
I
Big
get
problem.
sued.
Problem. Yep. People don't think about that stuff. They're just thinking about how they can save X amount of dollars, and that's why. Yeah, it was the gym stuff was rough. So I'm glad at least you're doing well. You're expanding. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good.
it's little things that, that go a long way, our attachments, everything has a picture. The rope has a picture of a rope on it. You put that there. There's no searching for the rope. It's all those little details
Yeah, yeah.
that
Details
what make
matter.
a gym a real gym.
Details matter. So, um, what are you looking for this year in the events? What are you looking for from the big two, Northeast Classic, Monster Mash? What do you want
I
within
think just I,
expectations?
I think just bigger attendance overall and more competitors. I think the way that the shows are scaling will take care of itself. The shows are going to keep getting better as we improve each show,
So
but
you
that's
want
what
essentially what I want. I want it too. I mean,
Yeah, you want all the
regardless,
people.
yeah,
You want it. You want it.
I'm
Yeah, I remember back in the day, you'd have your bikini class A, and it would wrap the entire stage. You'd have 25 girls up there.
got to
You
get
know,
back to that. Got to get
have to
back
get
to it.
back to that. And those were the days that like competing. Competitive competition days are long,
Yeah.
but those days were like,
I don't mind a long day. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
with
that's
the
what
kid.
competing is supposed to be. The
Yeah,
cohort thing. I hate the cohort.
I
I
know.
always did.
The only way that you like to utilize the cohort is if you have a small venue and you're having big turnout. You kind of have to use it then, but if you don't, I don't want to do it. And
Right.
also too, like the Connecticut show. The Connecticut show, I know it's gonna be a smaller startup show. There's no reason for that show to take all fucking day. It's just you don't want to rush people.
Right.
You want them to have their time they paid and stuff like that. But there's no reason to be there all day. But like the big shows, the premiere shows, the anchor shows, for me, the classic and the Monster Mash. If the entries like I should have Monster Mash should have been one day last year. It should have been one day. It should
Could
have
have
been
pulled it
one.
off.
Yep, I could have. I listened to people that I didn't. I don't think they had the intel that I
That jams
had.
that bigger crowd in there too.
Yep, I would have rather done one day and gone real long than to do the 2 days. That was a big mistake of mine. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but other people, oh, you have to do it. You're gonna have this, and
Wow. I think
I
one day would be
I
great.
should have did one day, and I'm gonna do one day this year. I don't mind that long day. It's got to be efficient. You don't want it to be long for the sake of being long. But no matter what, if you have 100, 125, 150, it's gonna be a long day
Give me a long
because
day.
the people who complain, oh, it's a long day.
There used to be 300 plus competitors.
Once you start to burn through everything, then what do you hear? Oh, well, I didn't get my time on stage. I felt like I was rushed.
But
You
they also
can't.
don't remember what it was, when backstage was huge. Everybody hung out backstage. You had all the teams together.
Yeah,
That's what made the day actually go by, and people enjoyed the whole thing.
I know.
But
I know.
when you're in that middle piece where you don't really have a ton of people, but you don't have a little people, it's just,
I know. I know. Yeah, so I guess we both want the same thing. I want the shows to be bigger. I want that. I want not even just the bigger teams, but even the ones and twos, the randoms that show up. That's really what I'm looking for.
yeah,
I mean, I'm trying everything I can to make the shows prestigious and
we're on the right
to make
path.
them serious, Do video, I feel video content, not my own, but the video content that comes out of the shows, I think helps.
Yeah,
Recognizing winners and stuff like that. That's why I do the highlight pages on the Beatrick Productions events on the
yeah,
website. I don't just post the results. I don't do that. It's like, here are your winners. These are the people who won the belts and the rings, and here's the like do a highlight thing about it,
yeah.
a good synopsis of the show. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully this year
And
we
as
can.
it comes down to it, it's just being consistent with everything, which you'll be. But people they need so much time to realize
I
that this is
know.
how the shows are run.
Yeah, I know.
They now need to know, like, if I take care of the food every year, that's what. If somebody else comes in and does a full thing, that's fine too. But people need to know that there's always going to be some kind of food there.
I want the food. I want food. I want the vendors. I want that stuff. But the thing is, too, it's hard. I'm not an elevator pitch person. I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
also not a likable person on the surface. It's hard for me to like meet a stranger and then to be, oh my God, I love you.
yeah,
That doesn't happen. It's more of like the onion peel thing. The more you peel the onion peels, it's like, oh, I get this guy.
yeah,
So it's hard for me to pitch supplements. But when you pitch, not supplement sponsors, when you pitch sponsors nowadays with these shows, again, what is in every sponsor's head? Every sponsor's like, oh, okay, it's a show. I'm going to go. I'm going to do a booth. And they don't realize that there are other things involved that I'm trying to do, like the TVs with their logo at all times, the program page that everyone is linked to, the video shout outs, all that stuff. That's the stuff I'm trying, the halftime video then shows all the logos as well. So I'm trying to do different things, but it's hard to explain to people until they see it. The audio drops. You try to explain that to someone and they're like, I don't get it. Then they're at the show and I have like three people come up to me and they're like, oh, that thing you played for Prime and Nectaria, like that was really cool. It's like I explained that to you three times.
yeah,
I literally explained that to you three times and you just like didn't get it. And now you're ironically telling me you think that that was a good idea. Cool.
yeah. Nobody pays attention,
No one pays attention, bro.
until
So
it's
it's
too
like
late.
I have to keep doing it for more people to like catch on. I have patience and then I don't have fucking patience, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
keep
only have
going.
patience for so long, and like we look like the asshole when we snap, but
Yeah,
you can only put up with it.
I know, I know, I know. I'm trying to be patient. Like I said, I had a rough little run for the past like week and a half, but I'm getting out of the weeds now. Got one venue situated, got some other issues situated. We're full steam ahead now.
If you like this venue, you're going to do for November too, or is it already going to be for both?
I I would definitely run MASH out of there. It's
Yeah,
just I don't know because again, they can't tell me until like September, which is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? They
doesn't
won't
really
re
give you much time to plan.
Yeah, unless I get an inside and have a good relationship where they're like, we'll save it for you. That was kind of the deal with the other place. Because they don't start releasing the schedule. They don't here's how it works. In spring, you have more time to get the venue, but spring is more difficult based on recitals and graduations and all that other shit. Spring's a nightmare. November, you have less time, but in theory, more things are open.
Right.
So I talked to Hudson and I said, hey, I have two events. I would definitely call this play twice this year. And they're like, oh, well, we can't release anything yet, but we'll talk at a later date. So hopefully, they probably also want to see that everything goes well and we're
I was going to
clean.
say if everything goes well, bring
Yeah,
it up to them earlier,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I anticipated. I don't think I did anything wrong at North. They
ah,
just weren't willing to work, and
and it's been there for years.
yeah, they weren't willing to work. They looked at me as being like difficult because I wanted the lights on. Like the stuff I was asking, even I was like, listen, tell me the truth. I know I can be a little much sometimes, but I don't think I'm asking for much here. We came and brought everything in. We don't even need their fucking speakers because we brought a DJ. We don't need their microphones. All I asked was for two things. Hey, you see that bar, which usually you had to bring down for Nancy because she hung her WNBF banner? See that bar? Can you bring that down real quick? Because I'm going to clamp a GoPro to it so I can get some cool aerial footage. One. And two, can we just adjust the lights? Those are the only two things I asked
That
for.
was too much for them.
Way too much. I am the great Satan from North Carolina slash New York. Who is this guy? And this is not how things are run around here. And I'm like, this is wild, bro. It's not like I'm getting a deal at this place. I'm paying a lot of money.
Is it the same person that you always dealt with there, or is it a new
It's
person?
it's not her. The person I dealt with was actually very helpful. She was great. And after the classic, and my first experience, like I sent her a thank you basket, like you know, and I take care of everyone. I take care of everyone. I make sure that, if you take care of me, I take care of you. That's all I can really say. But and she was fine. She's actually the one who saved me. Her and the principal, they came and figured out the light board half hour before the show. There's other things I need to be doing, and for 45 minutes, I'm focused on the fact that I don't have working lights at a bodybuilding show. Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. That's the moment where everyone's like, "Ha, Ryan failed, gotcha," and it's not even my doing.
Well,
I
as you
don't
know,
let.
I'm sure there are people out there watching on the
Yep,
sideline,
they want it. They want it.
want you to fuck up
They
and
want me to fuck up, and it's like this is not my fuck up. Like if I fuck something up, I'll be the first one to admit it, own it, move on, and learn from it. But this was not me. But luckily, we got it figured out. But it was a very high stressed situation, and it led to delays at the back end cleaning up because some of the stuff that I could have been doing in that 45 minutes, I was worrying about, do I have fucking working lights at a bodybuilding show? The
yeah,
guy literally said, the
crazy.
custodian,
Oh, this is the custodian that said
yeah,
it?
yeah, you're on your own. I'm like,
The same one in the beginning that would unlock the doors? Oh, fuck
uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I'm on my own, dude. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, you got to help me out here. Like, but it is what it is. I think it was meant to be. It was time to move on. We'll see how
It'll be
Hudson
it'll be nice
goes.
to have a good change of scenery too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been years at that place, and
Yeah, yeah.
you know
I
what
went
school?
there. I went there because it was comfort. You got to figure everything is changing for me.
Yeah,
Everything's new for me. I
yeah.
need to.
You gotta branch out.
I need something familiar. I knew I wanted to get out of there, but I need something familiar. I knew that place like the back of my hand, so I can just focus on the show itself and not have to like think of logistics. I knew that place in and out.
Yeah,
Hudson is so good, you don't even need to know it in and out. It's so easy.
that's good.
So yeah, so I think it's going to be really good for everybody. I'm excited for it, and we're full steam ahead, and hopefully we'll see you there. Hopefully, you got a good team there. Let your athletes know.
Yeah, I got a few first timers again. Some people from the gym. Some repeats, and yeah, it should be good.
All
Should
right,
be
yeah.
good.
So keep me posted with anything you need. Um,
Like I said, we'll
yeah,
definitely do the table again too for the
yeah.
stores.
And then good luck with all the other, renovations and all the expansions and stuff like that. Stuff like that's good. Exciting to know. It's good for people in Massachusetts. It's good for people who are either lifestyle people just looking to get fit or people involved in the shows. They have an outlet, that
Yeah,
gym is popular. Your name is getting real popular. Supplement stores, there's a lot of options there, so it's good.
yeah. Supplement. I mean, the cool part now is I'm officially the only supplement store left in Worcester County.
There you go.
Which was the goal. Kind of corner that market.
Yep, that's yeah. Just keep the education high. Keep the education high on the banned substance lists.
Yeah.
Just let them
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Like if you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be natural, got to keep in mind that substance list. Then everything will
Especially
be
with the
good.
hype with everything peptides and sartan.
Oh,
It's
dude,
wild.
it's everywhere. I'm like, can we stop?
This
Just
day, this days in Shrewsbury, that's all I sell is peptide.
yeah, can you?
You
Everyone
know,
just stop. It's all I hear about now. And I said it was coming. I said it years ago. I'm like, there's gonna be there's something coming down the road. It's gonna be peptides and bioidenticals, and people think that bioidentical is not a steroid. It's like
right?
it is. You're taking testosterone just
Yeah,
because it's bioidentical, and they tell you it's made from yams. It is still
still
it-
synthetic.
it's still, yeah, it's still exogenous
Yeah,
testosterone, But yeah, we all have our, I guess that's one of my issues I have to worry about, right? Filtering those
Yeah.
people out. But
Yep.
it was good talking to you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it.
Good.
Anything you need, you let me know, and I'll see you in the spring.
Sounds great.
All right.